Why would I?
Hey, since I'm on my phone, I don't know how to like share it. So if someone wants to share it to my JFAT page, that would be awesome.
What up, guys? Ladies
Look
and
at
fashion.
Jeffrey. Look at Jeffrey with the cool headphones on.
Oh
Tonight, gonna be a little different. Don't have my wife, Lindsay, but it's gonna be the guys. Got
Did
J
you say
Fab and Jeff
Lindsay?
Zook here. We'd like to kind of bring them on and talk about some stuff that they got going on. So, J Fab, if you want to go ahead and jump on that.
I think let's like clear something up that I've been getting a lot of today, a little bit yesterday. I did not know that when I chose, or you know what? Let me go back. Let's see how this started, okay? And I don't know if you can see who's on or not on. If Jared Mills is on, it's his fault. We'll just put it easy that way. Jared Mills goes on to, I forget where. I got to go look. And I want to say it's on my JFAT page, and he says, "What's up with a DFW cash race? When's the next one?" So I go look at my calendar, and I'm like, "Hey, there's 5 weekends in December. December 2nd looks pretty darn good to me." So I like immediately made a post and said December 2nd. Actually, I said December 2nd and 3rd, to be honest, because I didn't know what day was going to be better for everyone. And I posted that up first. Then I went and posted up a picture of the road. We'll talk about the road in a minute. And then a couple people from Houston said, "Hey, Saturday would probably be better. That way you get a day of travel to go back home for like local Texas is humongous. Y'all know that. So anywhere you go, it's kind of far. So they're like, "Hey, we can go home on Sunday." Cool. Let's do it December the 2nd. Cassidy said, "Yo, we think that we're going to come to your race." Great. Cassidy and Travis. Awesome. Come on. She was like, "Hey, you need some help with the race?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not? You want to run the race? It sounds like you want to." She's like, "Sure, I'll run the race." I was like, "Sweet, I'll race then." So that's how it got set. I think it got known to, I think Cassidy and Travis went to dinner with Billy this past weekend, said that they were going to go to the race. And honest to everything that I know, Billy is literally driving through from Arizona, driving to Florida. Dallas is right in the middle of that. And Billy's like, "Yo, I'm going to be in town." And he'll later, because I know he's busy today, but he'll go up tomorrow. I'm going to jump on tomorrow too on What's Up Wednesday. I was like, "Cool, come hang out." And he's like, "No, man, we're going to live feed this thing." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Like, you really want to?" It's just For real, it was just supposed to be a tiny little cash race. I was bored.
Yeah.
We haven't raced in a long time. Let's do a cash race. Dallas always has like a good 15 people that will show up. Houston's got a good 10. San Antonio's got, I want to say like 5 to 10, just depending on what weekend. So I'm like, look, we could have like a good 25, 30 cars, just a little tiny cash race. Let's do it. And then here comes Billy Shaw. He wants to go live and blow this thing out of proportion.
Well, I mean, I guess the better question is this going to be at a place that you'll be able to use next year? So we could kind of do what we were trying to do.
No, I don't want to do that. Big races, Anthony, you know how big races are, bro. It's a big pain
Yes.
in the butt. And I want to race. That's the problem. Me and Billy, I called Billy today in the morning and I said, hey, I think I'm going to sit aside and I'm just going to go live with you and I'll talk with you. I don't want to race. Sweet. 2 hours later, I called Billy. Hey, Billy, I think I want to race. Another hour later, hey, I think I might sit because it looks like a lot of people, I'm getting messages on messages. People are coming from everywhere again. Hey, Billy, I might have to sit this one out and live with you. And he's like, no, like race. He wanted me. He's like, race. He's like, he'll take care of the live. I said, okay, cool. So it's been going. But to get back to the thing is, I didn't know when I made the December 2nd Toys for Tots was going on in California. It completely slipped my mind. It's not a race that I was even going to think about or go to. So to clarify it, I didn't. If you go back and look, I sent someone a text message on November the 6th. I said, hey, I'm going to do a Dallas DFW cash race on the 2nd. Whoop-de-doo, no big deal. Is it getting bigger? Yeah, of course it is. Do I think it's going to be a lot of fun? The last 3 races I've had have been a blast. So if you want to have a fun time and come out and race with good people and just have a really good time, come on. But I want you to go to Toys for Tots to do whatever you need to do if you are already scheduled. But I, by no means was I trying to like mess any of that up. Just to clarify that.
Heard. That's completely understandable.
Yeah.
So, with your race, what kind of what are we looking at here? I mean, we got Jeff up in the corner here, so I mean, it's got to be something.
We're gonna do Red Monster prep. Nah, y'all know why I got Jeff, man. Jeff is my boy. So we're gonna do something a little new. And I have been thinking about this for a long time. And I sent Jeff a screenshot. And Jeff's words back, he says, oh boy. We're going to do a spec race. Of course, it's going to be Get Stuck. But it's going to be Jeff's products. So we're going to have OG Prep. We're going to have Spunk. And I'm going to do a mix of 50-50. That's 50 OG and 50 Spunk. And I will do that on site. Me and Jeff already talked about it. I'll do it on site and it'll be on the table. And if you don't want it, you ain't got to use it. That's the best part of it. You get to choose 3 things that you want. No big deal. You want to use OG, great. You want to use Spunk. I'm assuming that when we get there, it's going to be on a bare road. Again, we haven't raced in that spot. Okay, let me go back to the spot real quick. So I show my magical road that I go all these crazy numbers on.
I think people refer to it as a unicorn road.
Yes, the unicorn road. I'm very disappointed that we're not going to race there because it's not made for 50 plus people.
100%.
It would 25, 30, no problem. We could have done that. But with the amount of people coming, Billy Shaw wants the live feed. We can't be out in the middle of the road. People get out of work at 3 o'clock. They kind of like know us. because we're there and we'll just move to the side and they'll get it like they leave work on Saturdays and Sundays. So it was like, no problem. But the second Billy wanted to come in and do all this, I said, you know what? Let's just go back to the same cash race that we've always had. I've been a I've been mid 1.4s at 98 miles an hour on this road. So it's no problem. The last cash race we were at, I had the fastest CT. I went a 150 at 97 on that road. And it was like 110 degrees at like 12 o'clock at night. So the road's good. The spot we're going to is just as good. There's really nothing really wrong with that road at all. But it can hold, it's a parking lot. It can hold everybody. We can show up. We'll have no interruptions. Everything's good. I can have Billy there with his tents and his live feed and everything going, and everybody else can pit and, have a good time. We ain't got to worry about cars, which I'm more happy about that. And to be honest with you, I was not even thinking about doing a timing system on my road. It was just going to be a green light, camera finish. But I called my guy with my timing system, Marvin. He's done the last 2 cash races that I've had, and he will be there for the 3rd one as well. So we'll have a full timing system there. I could kind of get into the prep thing. We'll figure out like how many cars are gonna come up or whatever. We're gonna test. The time is, I don't know what time yet. I don't know what the weather's gonna be. I saw the weather for the next 2 weeks. It shows mid 60s, and that's really nice. Now, Texas, it can flip a switch and be like super cold. We don't know what's going to be. So in a week, I'm really going to know, okay, this is what the weather's going to look like because it'll show me December 2nd. If it's extremely cold in the morning, of course, I don't think we're going to start practicing extremely cold in the morning. But the problem is when the sun goes down, it gets cold. So we're going to have to I'll make a decision like, okay, we're going to start testing at 9 o'clock in the morning, and at 12 o'clock, we're going to start racing, or 11 o'clock, whatever it is. It's only going to be like 2 to 2.5 hours of testing.
Yep.
If we have spunk, it's going to lay a groove down really, really quick, and we're ready to go. So I'm not too worried about the groove or the road. I know that road. That road works. You're going to have massive traction. It's probably some of the best concrete out there, and don't worry about it. And if you've been to my last cash race or my last 2, everybody knows that spot. That spot's gangster. I'm going to really say this. This is really the only thing about the prep. I'm not going to limit coats, okay? And I'm going to say that to a degree of limiting a coat. If you come up there and you put 7 coats of spunk on your tire, like kick rocks, you're out. We don't need that. We're here to have a lot of fun. We're here to build a groove and have really good ETs. We all know how much spunk we need to lay a groove and to do it the right way. Now, this is the other thing me and Jeff talked about. If you want to put 3 coats of ocean and like 2 coats of spunk, game on. No problem. Do it. I'm going to do 50-50. You want to do 2 coats of 50-50 and a coat of spunk on top of it? No problem. But I'm not going to have someone coming up and putting 5, 6, 7 coats of spunk and thinking that they're going to get away with it. Because to me, all you're telling me is you want to ruin the road, and we're not going to do that. So it technically is an open prep, but it's a get stuck open prep in a sense.
Okay. Now,
Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah.
You think I'm not getting in a lot of trouble?
No, I think it will work out. Almost all the racers in that area have a good idea what they're doing. Whether they're running Get Stuck now or something else, they've used the product. There's probably less than 2% of people in MPRC that haven't used Get Stuck, at least at one point or another. or get stuck in spider. So it gives the opportunity to start with one groove. If someone feels the need to drop their car outside of that groove, they should have traction. They should
Yeah.
have traction down track without any issues. I mean, we've seen videos and stuff of your area, so
Yeah, you can. And I'm glad you said that, Jeff. Let's say the groove gets too much and you're like, you know what, I can't get out of this stuff. You could like sidestep your car and you could come to me and be like, hey, Jay, like, I need to put 4 coats of spunk on the car. And I'm like, if you do 4 or 5 coats of spunk and you go out of the groove, go ahead. Get
You're
out of
creating your own.
Create your own groove. I'm no problem. I'm gonna watch you and you're gonna do it. And what I love about that, everybody, I get always reamed by Tommy Burgess about being on the best concrete and all this stuff. And it's true because I have really good concrete. You can make a hit. I've made hits with just, I think when I first tested spunk with Jeff, Jeff was like, Jay, how fast can you go on a straight bare road? Me and Titus have gone 175s at like 90 with 4 coats of spunk on a dead straight road. No prep, no nothing. Go. There's so much mid traction that we have because of the concrete. You don't have problems with it. So then that goes back again. There's no need to just pile on spunk on your car because you don't need it.
so it will be an option for people to get things going and get the lanes fired up. And
Yeah.
then from there, they can, as the practice starts to wind down, they can check how their car is dialed in on a combo or whatever they're going to run. And they should feel like the lanes will stay there. There won't be any mysteries as to like why a lane goes away. It will just be the get stuck products. So even on an OG based prep in New Mexico, that was started on a fresh road, and cars went low 1.4s from a place that's never been ran.
Yeah.
So 2 hours should be plenty for people. Like I said, everyone in that area knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, with a race like this, I really think the racers are going to have to hold themselves accountable. They got to understand, like, when to and when not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they get stuck, they can't blame it on the prep. Don't blame it on the prep. Blame it on the fact that you didn't understand what was going on at that moment.
You put the prep on your tire, and you had 3 choices, and that's where Jeff would agree. Anthony, you too, you've ran it. If you're just like, man, I can't get off of spunk, 50/50 has, that's all I run because it's like the perfect amount of enough.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just lay all this prep down and slow the car down. You can run so much spunk that you're going to start slowing your car down and you will hit a brick wall and you won't understand why. It's like, yo, you need to get off the spunk. Go to, 3 coats, 4 coats of OG, let it cure, go, or I'll run just 2 coats of 50/50 and let it go,
And everyone there should just be aware that it's just there to fire the lane up or provide them with a combination of 2 preps on the tire. They're compatible preps. So if you guys are going to this race, it would be great to let JFab know. That helps us deliver the right amount of bottles. We have some ideas on how many to deliver, but just knowing helps quite a bit.
No, that's a good point. If you want to PM me, anyone will say, hey, I run this more, whichever way. And then that way I can get a more an idea. Me and Jeff had already like kind of calculated how many entries I think I'm going to have, how many bottles he sent to Frank's race and to New Mexico's race compared to mine. I'm not going to run out of prep, but it would be cool to kind of know to where maybe we can just get, it down to, bottles or whatever.
Hey Jay, so Austin asked what classes are going to be run on the second.
Outlaw only. I
It's
have
Outlaw.
been,
dual entry, right? 2
yeah,
ladders.
double bracket, A and B bracket. Right now, I'm pretty comfortable with $100 you're in with the track fee and your double bracket. That puts it right at $40 an entry and a $20 track fee. Now remember, guys, I'm like Jeff is providing me the prep, so there's a little bit of money that goes into that, and then also I'm paying my guy for the timing system, so that goes into it as well. But a $20 track fee is very, very minimum. So I shouldn't get any complaints about that. The last cash race I had was $75 an entry and a $25 track fee. And had no problems with that. So this is even lower cost than it was before. It's basically $100 and you're in both rounds.
And the track fee does include prep in a way. So, any race that I've been to, if I've been lucky enough to make it near the end, I might use 1 5-ounce bottle for the entire event. That's practice, and then maybe getting to the later rounds. So, you as a racer would naturally be using that. So think of that as deducted from the track fee.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So we can do. I can go over some rules. We'll go over it in the drivers meeting. It's the same thing I've done before. You get stuck at the line, your car doesn't move. That's the worst thing that can happen for you. You're out. I don't care if the guy bounces off the walls and crosses lanes. If your car didn't move, you were never in the race. And I don't care if you moved an inch, you were still not in the race. I don't care if you get a reaction time. You weren't in the race. I had to get technical last time. If your car makes it 6 inches and the other car makes it 7 inches, guess who won? Car that made it 7 inches. It's the farthest car that won. That's pretty simple. I'm not going to do a tech. We didn't do a tech the last 2 times. It worked out fine. I just really hope that when people come, and it's so far, I've had just a wonderful crowd, an amazing crowd of people that have come. We're coming to have fun, So you know the rules. You know the car you're supposed to run. You know the tires you're supposed to run. You know everything that you're supposed to run. I don't need to look over your car to do that.
So one of the questions I just read, which I'm pretty sure Jeff or you, Jay, can answer. Chris asked, how does a person run this prep when they've never run this prep?
You're going to have to call Jeff and get in order some.
Yeah, you got 2 hours.
Weeks.
I'd say if you're running somebody's prep, you can run this prep.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Brooks wants to know. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
It's at least one national major race in every region of the country. So whether it's temperature, location, concrete, asphalt, it's been used everywhere. So somebody there could help you.
I will help you. No problem. If you've never ran it or you don't get time to get some from Jeff and test in the next, 3 weeks from now or 2.5 weeks from now, come to me. I will. So just to give you a little heads up, the table, we're going to have a tent with a table and all the prep's going to be there. My tent with Titus will be right behind it. So I'm not going to have somewhere sitting with the chair watching you put your prep on your car, but I'll be right there. So if you got any questions, cure time, should I heat it? Should I not heat it? I'm right there. Just let me know. It's not a big deal.
And we're all good racers and we all watch each other. I would think if someone sees you slap on 6 coats, they're going to let Jay know, they're going to, there's some self-policing that we can do to help each other. Just be mindful of that. Right. be mindful of your other racer.
Yeah.
Well, that comes back to the racer being, you know what I mean, being responsible, understanding what they're supposed to be doing and when they're supposed to do it. And I mean, that's a lot of the problem that I'm noticing in the community, because people want to do a lot of complaining about things, but yet they don't want to do anything to fix it. And the way to fix it is starting with themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
And this is why I'm trying to do this like a open prep, but it's one manufacturer, right?
Yep.
So I don't want to hear, oh well, you know what, the group didn't build up quick enough, and then oh my god, it's so sticky. Well, guess who got it sticky? Everybody got it sticky.
you did.
You got it sticky, right? Like we know, like okay, groove's good. We can get off the spunk, you know. We can go to OG. We can go to 50-50. We can do something like that, and still it work. But
Yeah.
I went to New Mexico. I got second place in New Mexico, and I was on literally 3 coats of OG. That's all we got, and I was second fastest. I ran a 141 at 99 miles an hour. So like even if I just say we're gonna run OG, then it's not. And one of the reasons why I'm doing Spunk 2 is because it's a Saturday race. You get 2 hours of testing. Spunk is going to get us there. I want people to go as fast as they can, and in a 2-hour window of testing, Spunk is going to give it to us. And I keep hearing people, well, Spunk only lays 10 feet out. I don't know where y'all have been. You come to my concrete, I have ran Spunk only all day long, and I'll walk out 132 feet and feel it. I made videos for Jeff just to show Jeff what Spunk was doing. So I don't want to hear, oh man, the track's only good for 20 feet, and after that it goes to crap because Spunk has done this. Not on my concrete and not on the spot that I've been to, because I consistently go to that same spot, and it will track prep all the way down 132 feet.
Will this be daytime race, you think, Jay? Or
Yeah, early morning. I'm gonna try to open testing as soon as I can. I've been out, and if it's 50 degrees and sunny, it's on. We're going. But so far, it was a little colder this morning, but it was like 78 or something today, maybe, or 75. I've been looking, the temperature's going down, but still like highs of 65 for the next 2 weeks or week and a half. So I'm thinking we're going to be right in that 60-degree window, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah. It's a perfect temperature.
Yeah. Do you have some more questions or any more questions up? I know you're about to say somebody, and then we started talking.
Well, Brooks asked the question, but you pretty much answered it. He just wanted to know if I was going to be prepping my tires in my pit, but with your statement of there's going to be a table in front of you, they won't be doing that.
Yeah, because I'm not, all the bottles are going to be there in front of me, and I'm going to put them out, and you'll be able to prep. No difference from any other spec race that's happened. Yeah, there'll be either 3 to 4 round, like let's say the start race and you're like first, second, and third. Those 3 will come up. They'll prep it. They'll go. They'll run. At the third, probably right before the third's gonna go, we'll call the next 3 people up. That way they start prepping and everything. And we're not gonna be sticklers. If you feel your prep is not cured or you need a little bit of heat, dude, like no problem. Like we're gonna work it out. That's not gonna be a big deal. And the good thing about the cold is your prep's going to cure fairly quickly. You're going to be using more heat than you probably, for us in Texas, because it's hot, we're like trying to wait 5 minutes to let the prep cure because it's so hot. But when we get into the 50s and 60s, man, I don't care, you're putting Spunk on, within 2 minutes, it's cured on its own because of the air outside. So you're going to be using more heat, than you are trying to just wait for 2 to 3 minutes to get your tire to get your prep to cure.
Absolutely.
It's a common question at a race. Do you plan to pay out just the winner, Jay, or first and second, or have you thought
Yeah,
about that?
we're gonna do first and second. I believe second deserves every bit of some money. And me and Anthony know it's hard as heck to get to second place, baby. Even though we didn't win it, dang it, it's still hard as heck to get there.
Yeah.
So yes, second place deserves some money. I just when I'll let everyone know, like when all the entries are done, then I'll before we even race, everyone will know what first is getting and what second is getting.
So Travis's question was quartered heat gun at the line.
If you want to roll your generator over, you can.
I would think you can at least I've seen corded heat guns at the tables.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know.
We have that in Wichita.
I won't have a generator for that. Um, you need your electric heat guns, man.
So
That's
bring
all
your
there is
batteries,
to it.
boys.
Yeah, use your batteries. Use your batteries. I won't have heat guns like that.
A lot
And
of racers do
and
though, so I mean
you don't need that much heat though. Like I want people to understand this. When you start torching your tires like that and you're getting that prep that hot and gooey, all you're doing is ruining the track. I have gone up there with 3 coats of spunk that you would have never known that I had three coats of spunk on my tire. You can pop test it, and I will go lay down a 1.4, a 1.5 pass with a spunk that will pop a popsicle test. So if you're just like Jay, it won't happen. I can't do it. You can do it. It can happen. You don't need that much heat in the tire to do it. A heat gun, electrical heat gun, or a battery powered heat gun can get it done. Now, if it's something crazy and it's like 40 degrees, I know Anthony went through that, right? How cold was it in Kansas? We'll deal with that then. I've got a
I,
big generator. If it hits the fan and we're in there and it's 40 degrees or something crazy, yes, I will provide power. I've got a big generator that we can have some big heat guns on the line. But I'm gonna tell everyone right now, if it's not under 50 degrees, I don't want to hear no crying about heat guns.
I mean, in Wichita, I had a cardboard box set on the table with my car inside of it and the heat guns running before I got there, just to keep heat around the tires. I mean, it was 20
Yes.
mile an hour winds. You could heat the tire up to 120 degrees and it would go to 80 in like seconds.
Yeah. Now we're in a situation like that. I am remember I'm a racer too. I'm just not specifically on the race. I understand what it takes to get the tire to work the correct way. So yes, if it's under 50 degrees, I will provide power. I'll have cords there. You can bring your heat gun and there'll be a cord there and you do what you need to do that you feel the best. If it's 50 and sunny, come on guys, let's get going. Let's race.
Yeah. Now is that going to be all of Get Stuck's products? Like, is there going to be like all sorts of good gooey stuff there?
we had talked about that. There is a bit of a logistical problem of the number of bottles, right?
Yeah.
Let's whatever the bottle count is, it's a bit unrealistic to ship that many bottles of each one. I think you get a good coverage from Get Stuck to Spider. That's still what the majority of the people use. The other preps that are in between there, you can consider those more like specialty preps.
And then
And
that's
the
kind
Get
of
Stuck and the Spider has been around almost a year, the Spider stuff. So
and that's why I'm throwing in I will mix 50-50 there at the race. So you kind of want to get that I could be wrong because it's 50-50 is not EAD. But if you needed something to substitute EAD, the 50-50 can do it. Would you agree, Jeff? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, the EAD is a little more gummy or tacky. It's not as heavy as 50-50.
Yes, I agree with that. But like, if you're like, man, I'm like right in the middle of that, like you could put 50-50 on your car and rock and roll. Like you're good.
So it's just those. Like it just comes down to shipping. Because anything that wouldn't get used, anybody that's local there's more than welcome to pick it up off JFab at the end if they want, or it gets shipped back, and shipping it, there's a cost to it. So
yeah.
So how many people you think you might have there, Jay?
Right now, I think I'll have 50 plus people.
Okay.
It's pretty darn good for a toss-up cash race, I think.
Well, I think that this one's a little different because it's not about the money.
Yeah.
I think it was what did you say it was?
It was 75 entry. It was $150 for two entries, the last one.
Yep.
And I had 81 entries last cash race. So 41 cars, right?
It's not bad.
It wasn't bad. It was the same scenario. Like, man, let's do a cash race. I'm bored, and let's just race and have some fun. And then it got bigger. I think the first cash race I had was really successful. And the way I did it. Hey guys, I'm gonna be like for real. I'm gonna pee my pants. Hold on. I'll be right back.
You're good, man. So, let's see here. Tires. Yes, Brooks. If they put it on the table, you're going to put it on the tire. That's how it should be. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good opportunity for everybody. You know, if you guys aren't doing something, you're close by, or you just feel like taking a trip, I think you should get out to Dallas, have a good time, hang out with those boys. It's not going to be any ducks in that pond. That's for sure. There's going to be a lot of fast people. Yeah. So Jeff, you working on any new products?
No, I'm all set right now with the 4 preps and the 2 conditioners. Everyone that's gotten a bottle of the new stuff has either said, wow, awesome, amazing. So hope to continue that. Gives them some options.
Yeah. I know you've developed from WAP, which was the original, actually, it was like money, like a jar of money. I forget exactly. I mean, it was before you named it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's developed a long way from that. I'm kind of glad to see that. I'm always excited to see people, you know, advance what they're doing, and you're always doing that. That's for sure. Yes, Daniel, we look bundled up. I mean, we live in Ohio, and it can be a little chilly sometimes, even though in the house it's just comfortable.
It's 44 outside, so
yeah, it's a little chilly outside.
No, I think this will be a good race. You know, there's always concern about overlapping dates, and I think right now anybody that had plans to go to Toys for Tots, they're still going. This is more of a
in the chat about that.
This is more of it's collecting the regional people that probably weren't going, right? Toys for Tots has been pretty well known for being a good West Coast race. They'll have the good West Coast attendance, and anybody that was going is still going to go. This race collects the central part of the country and gives them a race.
Yeah, I agree with that.
100%.
You get San Antonio guys, you get Houston guys, you get Kansas guys, maybe Missouri guys,
Well, you get guys that weren't going to just travel all the way to
Louisiana.
California.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't flying or going there anyways. This
Yeah, I
gives
got,
those guys a race.
yeah, Oklahoma, Jared Mills, Oklahoma guys are coming, 4-hour trip here, 4.5 hours or something. Houston's, 4 hours, things like that. So, I did want to say this. I'm going to run the race exactly like I have the last 2 times, and I think it was a lot of fun and it was very successful. While you're testing, I have everyone keep their 2 fastest ET slips, and you qualify. It's going to be a bracket, top to bottom. And I do it every single round. So it keeps you on your game every single round. You qualify. So it's not like you qualified and then like, okay, now it's a bracket, right? And you stay in that bracket. I want the fastest guy that day to race the next fastest guy at the end. That's what I like, and I think everyone agrees with it. Haven't had any complaints about it the last 2 times. I think everyone was happy to do it, and it's a lot of fun. It keeps you going. It makes you turn your car up every single pass because you don't know what the next person's going to run, and fastest ET gets lane choice. We all know the last couple races, lane choice is important. Now, the reason why I'm doing the prep race or the spec prep is so that lane choice isn't that crucial, right? It's not so important that I'm gonna go here and I can run a 6.0 and then I come over here and I can run a 5.0, right? I'm trying to keep this very equal. That's another thing. I will be watching the line. I will be looking at the groove to make sure each groove is equal. The good part about this is, again, this spot has not been raced on since the last cash race I've had. So of course it's going to be bare again.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to the racers whether how many grooves they want to make. I will put a tape line dead in the middle, and that's where we'll start. And if different people want to start moving, do whatever you want to do. But there will be one groove in the middle, and that's where we're gonna start.
Okay. And people can choose their own groove. They can make their
Yep.
own groove.
Yep.
So, guys, you go to this race and you set it down in the stickiest of stickiest groove, and you have the opportunity to make your own. It's on you.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna put a groove in the middle. I would make another groove during testing. That's me. I'm gonna put a groove in the middle, but if it's me, and I will go and do it because me and Titus started doing it, we're gonna start another groove because if this groove, like I said, just is like, but I can go over here and my car will still go down and there's a little bit of prep, I'm gonna do it. And that brings up the next thing. I have done this and it has worked. I talked to you, Anthony, I believe. I talked to Jordan Farrow today. And Tommy Burgess, I feel, is the one that came up with it. There will be, I've got old Voodoo tires, and you will, the racer, not me, I'm not responsible. You do your own thing. I don't care what you do. You will be allowed to grab a tire and drag it down that groove one time.
Now, anybody that's race to race.
Anybody that's coming up to that line, if you look at that line and you're like, it's pretty thick, drag that tire. It works phenomenally. It works so good. I did it. My videos of me going 135, I kept going 140, 140, 140, 140. I called Tommy. I'm telling Tommy it was the first time I was out with the 10PX. And he's like, Jay, go get a tire and drag it across it. Man, I drag it across it. Next pass, I went 135. Same tune, same prep, same everything. So don't think that it messes anything up. You are dead wrong. And if you think, come watch me, I'll go do it. And I'll show you, I'll set my car down and it'll run faster than what it did before. When the lane gets prepped up, though, that's the difference. When it gets prepped up. So it works really, really good. Now, I am going to say this, and I'll say this in the driver's meeting. I just don't have 50 Voodoos sitting there that we can just keep dragging prep. If you drag the prep, Anthony, you come to the race and you drag the prep, when you're done, you're going to clean that tire and you're going to bring it back and put it back in the same spot. And Absolutely. I'll look at the tire, make sure the tire, I highly doubt anyone would do anything to a tire. I will check it, and there'll be multiple tires there. Even Travis told me he's got a couple old Voodoos that he doesn't use anymore. So we're going to have tires sitting right in the middle, and you drag. But if you drag it, you're going to clean that tire and put it back for the next person. Because we're not going to drag it and then leave the prep on it and drag it again. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to get the prep just smashed back down in a nice smooth coat. That's all that it's doing. So that'll be talked more about in the driver's meeting.
You know, it's interesting. You know, I know Tommy's talked about the dragging of the tire before. I know in this just recent race, I know Tommy had given those guys the option to do it, and I don't think I've seen anybody even try it. You know, which is interesting. I mean, because it does work. It breaks the surface tension.
It works really, really good. Really good. There's no reason not to. And then again, please, people, do not think that you're like, oh my gosh, we're just taking prep. It's not doing that. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it for yourself. It takes the goop that's like eighth inch thick, and it just it pulls it back. You set your car down, poof, it's out. Same tune like you want to tune, prep how you want to prep it. It literally makes the car faster because it's not taking so much to get out of the groove. And this was, again, made for more of an open prep race, right? Well, we are saying that we're an open prep race, but it's get stuck product. So there's the Spunk, there's the OG, there's going to be the 50-50. It's everything that you need to get down and be the fastest that you can go.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's just gonna come down to people just need to pay attention.
Yeah.
I think 2024 is going to be some interesting situations. I think, you know, I know we keep trying to put a cap on the prep thing and this, that, and the other thing, but to be honest with you,
you know what it might show, actually, I was thinking about it some. This might actually help the full open prep situations, right? And I say that because you have what's considered an OG or a lighter prep, and then you have, I mean, some have said it's the ultimate groove prep. I mean, it's the only prep to be banned from a race. So it gives the person both options to see how a light prep, a 50-50, and spider work together. And that may actually go a long way to our large open prep events.
Well, I mean, it's not just, you know, one product, one manufacturer. I mean, this concept works across the board with all of them, you know, because they all have their own different styles. So people didn't understand whether or not you're using A, B, or C. Like, even if you're using the thicker stuff, it's understanding that when you can use that stuff and when you need to go to the thinner stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're using, essentially, in that matter.
Right.
And it's you have to use it properly. And I know when Jeff said it in the past, like, it's a groove starter. You know, get a groove going. I mean, don't depend on it.
Yeah. Look, I've told Jeff this before. Spunk is like crack, man. You don't want to get off. You don't want to get off of it because you're scared to death to get off of it because you think your car's gonna slow down. But you can actually get off of crack. You can get off of drugs, kids. Okay, okay. You can get off of it.
Don't do drugs, kids. Okay. Yeah.
Anything
I mean,
else?
no, I really don't. Unless you got any sponsors that you're working with.
Dustin, GFRP, of course. Voodoo, of course, is helping me out. Knuckle Up's helping me out. Sharks helping me out. Bad Racing's helping me out. Um, this is not financially. Again, if anybody's interested, I'm not in this to make money, man. Like I literally call my timing system guy, and I'm like, "Hey, how much money do you want? Okay, cool. That meets this, guys. I'm Jeff is providing me prep. I'm paying Jeff for the prep at a very great discount that Jeff is doing for me, which is awesome because I feel Jeff is putting towards the racing and trying to get this better for everybody and going into next year. So I'm waiting to hear. I'm going to get product like I did last time. I'm just going to get product again. Guys that they've hit me up and I'm like, I don't want any money. I don't believe this is made for money. Uh, Fortunately enough, the place I'm going to, it doesn't cost any money. It's just a place that I found that works in a parking lot. And I know big events though, they need financial help, and that's when the sponsors come in. But as of right now, I don't need financial help. I'm trying to make this happen and have a good race. But yeah, all the guys that take care of me, Speed Secret, I feel those are like my sponsors. They sponsor me through the year. So when I run a race, why would I not, you know, they've sponsored me. And if I'm running a race to all my sponsors, I thank them for me and Titus of choosing us to represent them. It's awesome. It's something that I would have never thought coming into this. And it's, all goes back to me and Jeff of getting, I think I called Jeff and I was on a 8S and a 2.5 Trinity or something, and it developed into this craziness that we've got now. But yeah, no, all my sponsors that sponsor me, they are 100% a part of my race, financially or product or nothing. I don't care. They're a part of my race.
Yep. So another question: how far are you going to allow them to drag a tire out? So how far can they go forward and pull it back?
Whatever. I know, don't. No big deal. Yeah. To me, it was. You know how long the groove goes. You know. And if you want to, and sorry if I hurt your feelings, but if you want to be stupid enough to go out 10 feet and take prep off the road, you're done. You need that out there. You need the 10 feet and the 15 feet out there. Sorry for you. But yes, it's that crucial, 6 to 8 inches, right? The length of the car, you pull that back, boom, no problem. Yeah, we don't got to get measuring tapes out and figure this out. Trust me. You're going to go look at the line and you're like, you know what? Let me just slightly drag that a little bit. Let me just take the top off of that. You're going to make a good judgment. I promise you.
All right. Jeff, you got anything else, sir?
Nope, just been busy. Wish I had some vacation time left.
Yeah, I texted him today, hey, you coming or what?
Yeah.
Then I heard about some chili or something too from Gary, man. What the heck? We're friends.
Chili.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how to ship that. That would be have to be
that
like
would be a mess.
Priority overnight and cross your fingers.
Bro, just stick it in a get stuck bottle and tape it like you do.
Oh no.
We'll be good.
No food products in those bottles. I think Anthony has had some.
Oh, I have. It was actually really good.
Chili's better than the prep.
The chili's good. Just don't get it mixed with your prep.
No.
It's not a good situation.
It's actually good though that you've had these races. Maybe something will carry over into a opportunity when more outside of that region people can attend. I know you've talked about it's a big deal to put on a race even at this size, but I think there's a number of people in the country that are looking to have that Dallas like all-star race or something, you know. So maybe that will still happen next year or something. But you got to get through each one of these events to know if that's possible.
Yeah. And this will be the first product open prep race, and I hope it open. You know, I hope we're gonna learn. We always are gonna learn off of something, right? So I have this race, and you know, I'll take my notes, and if someone is trying to put on a race and they like the idea, hit me up after the race, and I'll let you know what I thought could have been changed or could have been done different, and then that way we keep making it better for the next races.
All right. Well, I mean, hopefully we'll see, you know, more people step out of the, you know, the realm and open it up so everybody can do it. I mean, it's good that Jeff as a manufacturer is willing to want to do that. It's showing people his product, like, and allowing them to kind of get familiarized with what's there. That way they're not just, you know, a lot of people only see what they see. They don't really see the whole, like, they don't see everything. You know, so you go to a track and you might only see just OG, and you don't see a lot of people running spunk because they're trying to stay away from it. And you know, there's some people have never run EAD. Some people, you know what I mean. There's a lot of things that people haven't tried. People haven't tried. Are you sending conditioners too, Jeff?
I will probably send some as giveaways.
Okay.
That's probably what will happen.
Sweet.
So go ahead. This is what I'll ask Jay. What do you think will take your race? What ET do you think will take it?
Let's say it is 60s out. Weather is big. We all know that.
100%.
Weather's big. Let's say it's 60 to 65. I think a low 1.5, high 1.4 is gonna get it done.
Okay.
Then it's gonna be me. My wife looked at her, she's like, stop it.
Hey, you know what? Nothing
Hey, I
wrong
won
with
the
that.
first one, and I came really close to the second one. So y'all better try to beat me. I'm just saying. Don't let the guy putting a race on win. It sounds like a conspiracy theory.
It's never good.
Will you be posting the address and stuff, Jay, for anybody that maybe hasn't been there?
Yeah, I'm gonna get on more of that this week. I'll get Billy to make me another NPRC live deal that he did, and we'll put the address in it. And then I got my guy Timmy, if he's listening. Timmy makes me like great flyers. He's done the last 3 flyers. So I'm gonna post up with the address in my group. If you don't go to it or you don't know, JFab RC Drag Racing, go try to get in. I'll let you in, and that's where most of my stuff will get posted. And then Billy will post it too, as well. So the good thing is like if you're flying in, I talked to a couple of people today. If you fly into DFW, it's only probably in between 15 to 20 minutes away from DFW. There's hotels literally, I mean, like right down the road, a minute away. Last time they came in, Jay and Henry stayed in the hotel. It was literally right down the road from it. We'll talk about it too. Let's say you get in early Friday. I've already talked to a couple people. The parking lot it's pretty big, and where we're gonna be is in a specific spot. But if you're like, hey Jay, I'm coming in on Friday, can I test? We can test. We're gonna go in a different spot of the parking lot, and you can test on Friday.
And it's similar surface, right?
It's the exact same. It's all one concrete slab. Yeah.
And I was reading some of the questions and comments, and just so people are aware, there'll be no spraying or prepping this road.
No, I was just reading that comment actually.
Yeah. So and it's great that that location is also not needing to spray or prep the road. It looks like they run OG and they can just run. So
Yeah,
this
we
will
won't need
be
it.
naturally developed grooves.
Yeah, you won't need it at all. Me and Jeff have had that conversation. Anthony, we've had that conversation. I really think spraying the road will help you for a window of time. And that window of time goes away pretty quick. I think these naturally grooved conditions are 10 times better than a prepped road. And I'll tell you the reason. When I would go to RCDRL and they prep it and they prep it and they prep it, man, it just felt like it kept getting worse and more greasy and more slimy because they're just stacking prep on top of prep on top of prep. And then the weather starts changing and it's sunny and it goes into night and then bam, it flips like a switch. I just think that the natural grooves that we are going to continue to put on, my fastest times have been a natural get stuck groove that I've put down. Now, have I gone 1.4s and 1.5s and I've prepped the road with PJ1? You bet. I've done it. But it was in a time period that was like perfect to have. Then I go out. I was telling Jeff, when I ran the 135, I didn't run 135. I ran 6 1.3s in a row, and I ran like 5 low 1.4s in a 5-hour period. And it was all spunk, 50-50, then to OG. And that's how I did. I did spunk to get it going. I did 50-50 to keep it going. And then I went to OG. And it was all within like a 5-hour period. And I just kept getting faster and faster and faster. And it seems like that these races we're having really, really fast. And all of a sudden, like cars are having to get turned down and turned down and turned down and turned down. I could be wrong, but the times show it. Times show it. The ETs are showing it. So
yes, Leo, there is science to prepping a prep track, I'm sure.
Oh, I agree. For sure there is. And Puerto Rican dudes get crazy. They're running 1.3s on a prep track. And they just keep doing it.
They've got it down pat.
They've got it down.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree with you for sure. Without a doubt. But
they performed well though when they came to Ohio too.
Yeah.
So they definitely know what they're doing. I mean,
absolutely.
Yep.
Well,
but no, I'm not. The last race, I did prep the road because it was 110 degrees that day. And I sprayed a light haze of PJ1, and it helped. It helped in the right situation. But in this situation, it's not going to be hot, and I don't think it's going to be too cold. I think we're going to have really great weather. I think it's going to be good.
So speaking of RCDRL, you do attend their stuff, correct?
No, not anymore. No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. That track changes too much. I go through, man, it will take cars out and cars out. The shutdown is terrible. I've never flipped my car so many times in my life in the shutdown. And this is me. It's my brake settings, sure, whatever it is. But no, I'm not a fan of that track. It's got a big old bump up at the top of the track that I don't like. No, not for me. Not for me. I was very disappointed in the last race. We get there Friday. It's open prep. No problem. I show up Saturday. They banned Jeff's prep, which Jeff sponsored the race. How do you ban someone's prep when you sponsored the race? I said, no problem. I did the race. I top qualifier with the prep that they wanted. There was guys not running the prep they were supposed to prep. And I was very unhappy with that place. I'll never go back to that place from that last race. And that's me, guys. Don't take it personal. That's me.
I just want to let everybody know that I know Brooks will be on tomorrow to speak about their last race. Him and Michael had some stuff, and I think they'll be on What's Up Wednesday or
Yeah,
something of that
congrats to
nature.
Mike for winning. I'm so happy for Mike. Mike, that dude works so hard at this. I love that guy. He's always, we do a top 10 list race. He's always, I call him every time we're testing, he's there. Super pumped for Mike for having that race or for winning that race. And then Brooks too. Brooks is killing it. He's leader in the points. He loves that track. He goes there. Brooks knows that track left and right. If you tell Brooks, hey, go run a 5.8, he will go run a 5.8 on that track. Go run a 5.5. Brooks will run a 5.5 on that track. He knows that place up and down. It's awesome how much work he's put into that place and what he continues to do. Hats off to him for that, for sure.
Yeah, I haven't got to make it to any of those tracks yet. Hopefully, I'll be able to next year. I know Puerto Rico, when I go, that's, you know what I mean, a whole fun learning curve. But you know what?
A prep track is interesting. It changes so much, and it's not how it is. You know, it's not Ohio.
I think
Bro, it's not my concrete spot I got here. It wasn't New Mexico. It wasn't Alabama. It wasn't Super Chips that I went to. It wasn't even Louisiana that I was at. Just went to Houston. It wasn't Houston. It's a different animal.
I think what I've learned and observe is it's great to have these locations and tracks. They're the classic RC drag racing. When you are mixing rubber tire cars and foam cars.
Oh, yeah. Big, yes.
Honestly, what should be taking place is you're running rubber tire first, foam tire after. Not layering them through the rounds. For one, you can't see the stuff on the ground. You have to put your hand down and touch it. You don't want to set your rubber tire car in the foam tire prep.
Yeah. So, like, I'll explain RCDRL. And you made a good point. This is another thing. The reason why it flips, the foam tire cars always go in the middle, and the rubber tire cars have to go on the outside. But we're dealing with a 9-foot lane, and we're going up. Don't tell me my car is not going to go into the middle. And then now my stuff is going over foam tire stuff. And it causes havoc.
Right.
Jeff, you're on it. You're exactly right.
You should. I'd like, if the RCDRL people are listening, I think the potential best way to run one of those races is you run your box stocks. You run your brackets. As long as bracket isn't foam. Run your box stock, run your outlaw, move to bracket, then you're into the foam tire cars, whether that's Friday to Saturday to Sunday. That's going to make the racing better for each one of those classes.
For sure. Yep.
Foam tire guys don't want to be in our stuff, right? We definitely don't want to be in their stuff. The box stock guys or real street guys, they don't want to be in the stuff. So you run it progressively from one to the other, and the overall event experience would be better, I think.
And that's probably why the Puerto Rico guys have these crazy numbers, because they're actually on a legit road or track that's prep with no foam tire.
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't believe they. Yeah,
I have a Pro Mod. I know what that stuff is.
I don't think they run any foam on the same day.
No,
if they do.
Yeah. Yeah. RCDRL had a rubber tire only race, I'd be there. I agree. But with foam tires and everything that goes on, yeah.
I know Ken Loopy's working on his rubber tire for those cars, so
I can't wait for that, because that's when I can go to my road and prep it and just send my foam tire car down, or my Pro Mod rubber tire. Yeah. The second Loopy posted that tire, I had like 15 people send me a picture of that tire, and I'm like, game on.
Yep.
And maybe we can get Matt Voodoo to make me a tire. It'd be even better.
Well, I mean, you can always ask them. All right, guys. Well, it was
Sure.
always having fun, talking. If you guys,
I go, yeah, guys. If you got any questions, hit me up. Yeah,
Yep.
just hit me up, PM me, call me,
you
whatever
guys,
you do.
if you guys need to ask questions about anything, get with JFab. JFab, I'll let you know in the next day or so what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're coming. It's okay. I know.
But yeah, I'm glad to have you guys on this evening and have a little chit chat. It was fun.
Appreciate it.
I'm sure some comments will go on. We opened the door to a couple little things, but I didn't see too much go on. So that's a nice situation. But yeah, man, I'll let you guys have your good evening and let's get out of here and go have a night.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Later.
See
All
you.
right, see you guys.